Okay. Okay. And we could let Alan in. Okay. Okay. And I think that's it. Oh, you can see me in the video thing, right? Okay. All right. Well, thank you very much. Nope, that's it. All right. All right. All right. Thanks. Hey, Alan. Hey, Alan.
How you doing, Johnny?
Oh, pretty good.
Good.
Man, it's been a up and down day. I I I don't know if you know, we had this source called I welcome everybody to Innervision FM. We're sort of having the green room talk before the 6 o'clock bell rings.
Hey, I like that, man. That's a green room talk before the 6 o'clock.
Yeah. So, well, what happened was I on volunteer match, I put out this thing called I was looking for a grant writer for governor grants and stuff like that. So, we got a few. We got like 4 people, but really none of them really knew how to like put together a grant, and they just sort of wanted to experiment and learn how to do it. And then after our meeting today, we got a person that really does know how to put together grants and do all this stuff. So that was fantastic. That was the up news. Then a blow to the stomach, a temporary blow to the stomach. The EDI says, Johnny, we didn't see that you didn't lose 30%, which I don't know what I appealed it. So we're not going to be giving you this $9,000 grant, right?
Yeah,
So-
I got that similar news myself with the EIDL grant, except mine was that I put that I was going to well, I think I mentioned this already. I was going to start my business January 31st, up and rolling by April 4th.
Mhm.
But yeah, they didn't see it my way.
Yeah, you have to start it like either in 2020 or 2019, like around that
Well,
time.
that's what I did, was January 31st of 2020. But it should have been apparently before that, which doesn't make much sense, but whatever.
Yeah,
It's
so
okay.
yeah, because this grant, right? I mean, we're looking at a grant that puts out about like 16 million. So maybe I was thinking, too low. And the guy says, okay, let's bring your expectations up to here and go this way. So it was like a 1-2 punch, and it was like, oh. But then I sent back a what is that called? A appeal, and we'll see what happens. So if nothing else, we're getting pretty good at writing these grants, and we'll see what happens. Yeah,
That's for sure. I mean, bottom line is, when you learn from the ground up, you never forget.
Oh yeah. But the meeting was fantastic. We had a Zoom meeting. These ladies, they were enthusiastic about it. We had from the older to the youngest, and the guy who's helping me, he's from South Africa, who's the main guy. And one of the ladies, she's married to a guy from South Africa. So they put me to shame. They put me to shame because she knew how to speak her husband's language. And then they were joking back and forth using this.
Oh, that's awesome.
And it's like I already know like a few words in Russian, like "pasivo" and bok choy. No, what else do I know?
Bok choy. I like bok choy. That's some good stuff.
But abbreviate, and so and I listen to the language, and it sometimes it sounds like a tape running backwards. I don't know. Some languages just sound like like you could put in a tape and say, let's turn that around backwards and see what it sounds like. And
Exactly.
that's what it sounded like. And then, okay, then, oh man, I was like under the gun because I leave work at about 45 after, right? So I was I started about 304 putting this ad out there and doing targeting advertisement on Facebook. That's because that's meaning that you want a specific audience and you're trying to get emails of this specific audience. And so we finished that, and it was just right in line. I mean, I finished it at 59 after.
Oh man.
And it's like, oh man. And because it was like so many things were hitting me. This new guy, I was sending him out information about so he can be ready for the meeting next week. And then putting together the Zoom. And I said, wait a minute. I started at 12:45 putting together the topics for the night. And then, just got all these distractions. Like, man, it's like 5 hours is not long enough. It's like, but there's tomorrow. So now I can, but my wife, she went and got me some cinnamon gummy bears. So I'm in
Oh
heaven.
man, gotta love the wife. That's awesome.
All right. Hey, it's 2 minutes after. So this is official Innervision FM TV. Welcome everybody. My name is Johnny J. This is Alan C. And for our new people out there, we have a book out there called 6 Shades of Blindness. It's in the advertisement that I sent out earlier concerning the show. And we're going to be running some commercials in Colorado here for the book next week.
Nice.
Starting on the 4th. Let's see, is it starting on the 6th? Yeah, starting on the 6th through the 10th. And so we'll measure to see how many books are sold. And we're still selling books because I got another royalty check. And so they are selling. So this is exciting. I'm having fun with it. And then also, if you want to tip the host, because you guys may not know it, but it costs money to for all this system and all this.
You deal with bandwidth, you deal with the internet itself, you deal with advertising. I mean, everything costs a lot of money.
Oh yeah, and I just got this new mixing board, which I got to change some stuff, and then I'll be using that. But it's like this a digital board where I can put an echo in my voice and all that stuff.
Oh, that's hilarious.
So, because I was thinking, like, well, you can see it. Well, you can't see it, but I got my mic. People will probably see it. What's that new microphone doing there? But this is a microphone I had for like the last 3 years. Very good, high quality one. So I'm getting ready to set up like a new system, and I don't know. I may take this with me to Moscow, but I don't know. I'm not going to tell my wife yet. Because you gonna take your computer? I say yes, but oh well, I got a lot of toys here. Okay.
Yeah, so short story long. I mean, that's what it takes is a little bit of money. So just hit us up at paypal.me at Innervision Denver and tip the host.
Okay, yeah, paypal.me.
Johnny J and Alan C.
Yeah, paypal.me/Innervision Denver, and there you have it. Okay. All right. So today was a beautiful day. I don't know how beautiful it was in the Springs where you are, but
it was awesome. It was awesome. Absolutely awesome.
And it was so weird. I was sitting there, I think about 1:16 or something, and I heard this big crashing sound like thunder and lightning. And I asked my coworker, my supervisor, I said, was it thunder out there? And of course, we have windows. He says, no, that was the Air Force flying over the baseball field.
Holy crow! Yeah. Oh man!
So that was like really like wow, because I mean it sounded like a thunder roaring.
Oh, and then sonic booms will do that.
And then also they had a live music down there. So it was just really, and of course, our King Paulus says that we can have 80% participants, and so we'll see, how many tickets
Hey, all
they
right.
sold.
Hail to the king. All
Yeah.
right.
So, and then of course down in Texas, they say, and they know how to do freedom right. They said,
Oh, yeah.
no, 100%.
That's right. That's right. Texas, the People's Republic of Texas, a little shout out to those folks down there. Gotta love you. We gotta
Yeah. Yeah. So, and then I was listening to some of the restrictions, like they're going to have some, and this is in Colorado, they have some seat taper off. Now, I heard that it could be a 3-foot distance, but we haven't got that memo yet about 3-foot distance.
Oh, really?
All right. And so, so I guess a 6-foot kind of distance, like nobody be in front of you, nobody be in back of you, and there'd be one chair free. And then the next chair, we'll have a person, I guess. And then they prefer that you not bring cash money, but if you do, say, I mean, you just can't, you don't have an ATM machine, you don't deal with the bank or whatever. If you do bring cash, they have a machine that can convert your cash into onto a debit card.
Interesting.
Right?
Interesting.
And then you can buy, instead of the hot dog man coming out saying hot dogs, get your hot dogs here. Yeah, I can get a job of doing that. But anyway, right. Now you have to go to the concession stand and of course 6 feet apart and buy your $20 hot dog. And my wife was saying $20. I said, yep, because I remember my brother took me and my little brother to a baseball game. I think it was like a year or 2 years after my dad had died, when I was 12. And I remember hot dogs at that time cost $2.50, and like minimum wage was like $2.10 at that time in the 70s, I think it was.
Wow.
So that was like an hour and a few more minutes of the second hour of a paycheck just to get one hot dog. Oh man. And that's not including, I guess, the drink, chips, or what have you. But so now it's $20. Well, I'm thinking, you know what? Where's my iPhone? Let me ask. I'm thinking it's $20 because I heard the football games was $20. Let me ask how much is hot dogs at a baseball game? Let's find out. Oh, now it's being finicky.
Oh.
Hold on. Oh, come on, get out of it.
How about this? Hey, Google, how much does a hot dog cost at an average baseball game?
Here's some information from the web that might possibly help. On the website statista.com.
Statista.com, hot dogs cost on average of $4.95. Well,
okay, so not as expensive as a football game, but I mean that's pretty steep.
Still pretty steep, but they got to make their money, I suppose.
Now, do you remember? Well, you probably don't remember. Banana splits used to be 99 cents in Denver and North Carolina. Then, but if you went up to Boulder, it was $5, and this was like, I think it was in the 80s, and I thought it was outrageous that they were charging $5 for a banana split. But I believe that's the regular price of a banana split today. So it used to be in Boulder, stuff is kind of expensive because, people are probably, are high end out there because they're like all these tech people and all that kind of stuff, and then making that kind of money where, $5 banana split, nothing to them.
Oh, absolutely.
And so I don't know, it's like, inflation, and believe me, people, if you don't know it, with Commandant Biden in the House, who has never ran a business, never had to, I don't know, budget for the week or for the month, who knows nothing about, the families and what they go through. Inflation is going to come at us like a tornado. So it's going to be interesting. It's definitely going to be interesting.
There will be what they call hyperinflation, especially given the fact that we are trying to transition from a cash-based society to, cashless society in the cryptocurrency market. So we'll just have to see what happens when everything hyperinflates and overheats, if it does that.
Yeah, and they were also, I mean, and I didn't put this in my list, but I was in it, but because the more I listen to the news, I hear that they're hovering over this new package that they want to put out there, and they call it infrastructure fixer upper, but what it really is just more pork. It has nothing to do with the roads, nothing to do with any kind of infrastructure. It's more, and that's going to be our third topic. But now, should I flip it around?
We can do what we want.
I mean, that is
your show, bro.
Yeah, because I'm thinking, and I don't know. It's like I'm thinking about throwing my hat in the ring to run for a school board, because that
do it up, bro.
Do it up. That really bothers me. What this union is doing to the teachers, because the rules come from the union board, and then it trickles down to the teachers, and in order for them to keep their job, they have to follow the leader, whether they agree or not. Like I heard.
See, that's absolutely right. And there's stimulus that hasn't even been spent from the first CARES package out there. Yep. And that's an interesting point, just that fact that, I mean, you've got all this money that's sitting there, and the teachers' unions are real reticent to go back to work and get the job done. And of course, teachers, as you say, they do have to toe the line, and if they want to keep their job security, they go ahead and take the furlough until such time as they decide, until the teachers unions decide that it's safe to go back to school.
Yeah, and of course, some schools have every 2 days, and I guess I heard from some people that next week they have full classroom, but I don't know about full, but they'll go back to in school teaching. And what do we have? April, May, maybe a little bit of June.
April and first part of May, maybe in some schools, June, but then after that we're done, unless of course they extend the school year.
What gets me about this is, I don't know if this is, I'm trying to wrap my head around this. They said the kids are losing a year's worth of school, but when I look at the whole picture, when I know that in the urban areas, they have kids leaving, graduating, they don't know how to read, they don't know how to do arithmetic, and they don't know science, but only at a third grade level. I'm thinking of what happened to what went on with the fourth grade teacher, the fifth grade teacher, the sixth grade teacher, where they couldn't figure out how to get a lot of these kids past the third level, but they keep pushing them through. And it's like, something's up here. I mean, something is not right in Denmark.
Well, and I will tell you that 5 or so years ago, we were about 27th. And when it comes to
education,
brainiacs and people of the world, we fell about 27th on the list. I think one of the Asian countries actually took number 1, number 2. This is a few years ago. I'd like to see those stats for for today and see where we're at.
Yeah.
But yeah,
Yeah.
America definitely could use some shoring up on their education.
Yeah. Now my wife keeps telling me, "Well, Johnny, they need people for the factories," and I said, "Okay, but does everybody have to suffer just because they need a few people for the for the factory?" Uh, and so that's what she said is the logic of it. It was like they gonna have some truck drivers or not truck drivers. Let's see what else. What else? Box builders, packagers. What else? What else is like would be considered like well, I don't know if they're school for like people that go out in the field to harvest. I don't know if they're, I mean, if that could be part of the blue collar worker. But if that is the case, I'm thinking they should go back to teaching trade, because if you can build a chair, because my brother did this. He did upholstery and made a very good living doing upholstery.
Okay.
And only when I go out to Moscow do I hear on the weekends guys with the little sewing machine and all that sort of stuff building stuff. And maybe I haven't, because I don't live like I live in more of an apartment complex type of area. You won't be hearing that stuff. And maybe if I went back around my mother's house, I would hear that kind of stuff where you hear people with the garage door open actually building something. And the only time like I said, the only time I hear it is when I go to Moscow. And it's like these guys, they know how to build stuff, whether it's for fun or if it's just for, build a chair for your house instead of going to the store, And so, yeah. or when I said like her dad would change the floor panel and just pull out one part and put another one because of like, maybe water damage or whatever. And all the things that he know how to do, I said, man, it's like, and now you got to pay somebody to do those things. Well, he has we have to pay people to do that stuff because we don't have a father around. Her father, who's very, I don't know what is it called?
Mechanically inclined.
Yeah, good with his hands and good with his brain, because he ran like a government business that was full of like hundreds and thousands of people, but he came from a farm background where he learned very early how to build things. And I'm just thinking like in the schools, let's throw out math, English, science, but instead of all these other ridiculous mind-altering classes, how about teaching these kids a trade? And some will go to college, and some will be able to fix a car, or change, or fix a light bulb, or fix electricity, or plumbing. And believe me, those plumbers, they make some good money.
Yeah, I'll tell you what. I had a friend up until right after Super Bowl Sunday this year, but yeah, his plumbing business was top, and he was building a bunch of other businesses, basically duplicating what he had done here in Colorado. So he was expanding all over Texas. He was in Vegas, a couple other places. And I mean, man, it took off like a rocket just before he died, man.
Wow. So that, and we need, people like that, very industrial type people. And I'll take it a step further, because I've been hearing a lot about this. I listen to this guy named Dr. Boyce and stuff like that, and he talks, he says B1, he's all into the Black community and whatever. But he was saying like, how many people, who regardless of race, how many of us know how to plant a garden? Yeah, it's like I have a friend Gina. She can teach you how to plant a indoor garden, and she goes around and she teaches that. But I'm thinking like, man, I like to and I keep telling my wife, you know, my mother has all this land in the back of her yard, and I know my brothers and sisters are not using that land. They're growing grass, you know. But my mother used to grow flowers. She used to grow like a few like herbs and stuff like that.
Sure.
And I'm thinking like, man, year after year, I said we should do something with that. But and then we have this little you can rent a little space of land, and you can develop a garden. We have one of those places over here about a block away from me, and that sounds kind of interesting. But of course, she said you got to go water it every day. I said, well, get up early enough, go do the watering, and then come in the afternoon, do some more watering, and cut out the weeds. And I hear that's good exercise.
Well, it's all about the love too. I mean, not only is it good work for the body and good exercise, but it's good work for the soul and the heart.
Yeah. So anyway, getting back to this banditos of Union I School Board, if we're going to be giving you all this money, which it doesn't seem to be helping, maybe, well, it's not going to happen with this bandito in office, but I'm thinking like slashing some administrative presidents and other people like that income in half, and then base it on, we'll raise back up your income. Now, this will never happen. This is something in my head. We'll raise back up your income according to your performance. Right? And the teachers have been fighting against like performance-based pay. They said, no, we don't want that. We want to be able to have filled schools and get paid the same, whether we teach or not. And now those are the bad teachers. The other teacher that want to really teach, they say, hey, I can compete because some are doing their job. But for the ones
I will tell you, man, we were lucky enough to have good teachers. I'm telling you, man, those guys could compete.
Yeah,
those ladies and gentlemen, those were teachers, man. Those guys had to them in the 70s.
Yeah. So I don't know what's going on and what is the plan, because I hear that we're getting dumbed down, and it's like with the internet and everything like that, it's like, how can we get dumbed down? Because
no kidding.
We have information.
The information is right there at our fingertips.
Yeah. So it's like, now our next story. And I was talking to one of my guys in the office, and I think he's like around maybe in his mid-20s. He did not know about this story. And I said, man, am I so much into like information and news that I know stuff that a young person, I don't know. But I was telling him about Tiger Woods and the car accident. And he says, Tiger Woods had a car accident?
Yeah, for those that do not know, on February 23rd, 7 a.m., right around the Rolling Hills Estate in California, he hit a median. And for the longest time, there really wasn't much as to what transpired. Something came out about it a couple of days ago. What were you able to find out?
Well, okay, they finished analyzing the black box, which I guess all the cars have this black box, but and somebody was saying like, well, if you weren't, let's see, if you fell asleep with the black box, it's not like it's a camera looking at you or whatever, or it may be. So they were saying like, well, what can the black box tell you? But I guess it said so much that they said, well, we can't release the information unless we get permission from Tiger Woods. So I mean that could be a good thing or that could be a bad thing. And I heard he takes Amiens to sleep, and it was the early morning, and he had to get to this place for this publicity thing they were doing, and I heard somebody who was a little bit further down the hill said like Tiger was like almost ran into his car trying to get to this location. So I'm kind of figuring like between that time trying to rush and get, down the wind in the hills, I don't know if he fell asleep or what. I mean, it's like a mystery, because if you're in a hurry to get somewhere, how could that stimulation cause you to go to sleep at one point coming down the hill? Or maybe it was just coming down so fast that you just lost control. And I remember, I gotta tell you this. I was driving up to Loveland with this lady, friend of mine, and a friend of mine wanted me to help get this lady to pay rent or something. She put me in charge of all that kind of stuff. And so this car, I guess, had made a U-turn and was coming right toward us.
Holy smoke!
Right, and all my friend had to do. My friend did, female. She just said, "Ah," and I'm thinking, like, how's that going to help you?
Right.
I mean, you don't want to, flip the wheel quickly because you could flip the car.
Right.
But it's something like she just gave up and said, "It's coming." I'm thinking like,
right.
And then the car missed us. But wow. it was just I did that reaction just cracked it. I don't know, it just cracked me up because I lived through it. But that's like, I said, and then us being blind, instead of that doesn't tell us nothing.
Nope.
Tell me what's going on.
Yeah, it'd be a little bit hard though when you're in the thick of it, man. Yeah, we're gonna die, dude.
Yeah. And then another one, icy roads going up to Evergreen, and reindeers, or not reindeers, but deers in general. Sometimes they cross the street and they don't care if there's a oncoming car or not. Well, I didn't know. I know those deers are big, but the car, when this deer hit the car, boom, and the car shook.
Oh yeah.
And then once again, my friend grabs my hand, and then we're jackknifing.
Wow.
Because I think we were going down the hill, and she said, I was so afraid. She grabbed on me. I said, wait a minute, grab onto your seatbelt, because
right,
if we go off the cliff, holding my hand is not going to do nothing.
Nah.
But we missed it, so we jackknife all the way around.
Holy smoke!
But I mean, that deer, and then we got out, and that deer had left some hair on the front, and pretty much wrecked the corner of the car.
Oh, I'd imagine.
I said, wow. But it's like, so we won't know what happened. We may never know with this black box. Hope he gets well soon, but I don't know if he'll be playing golf in the next 2 years, if that. But he has good medical insurance, and hopefully, he'll be doing what the doctor says. And who knows? It may be a miracle that we'll see him back in the game again.
Well, you never know.
Yeah. And our first topic, ladies and gentlemen, hey, you have topics that you want to have us talk about, or musicians or artists you want us to interview, or you may be somebody that you want to be interviewed on our show. Info at innervisionfm.com. That's info at innervisionfm.com. And we'll get you on, and we'll cover a topic that you said, well, this will be interesting. But if you're going to do a topic, at least get it to me a day before, because if you get it to me the day of, I had to send out the announcements at a certain time for the audience and for Alan, and just so I could have a mindset. So the day of is not the time to send me a topic, unless you want to come on and talk about a topic, and you have, that'd be kind of interesting, because I could deal with that kind of spontaneous.
Yeah, that's always fun.
Yeah. So like I said, our ads are going to be running now with Facebook. I picked out specific people that I wanted it to reach, and so we should be picking up some listeners from that, and it's going to be fun seeing who these new people are.
And then I guess you've got a busy month here coming up.
Yeah, this month. we decided to do the concert June the 5th.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, so we just changed it, and you just reminded me. Thank you very much, because I have an interview at 7 o'clock to talk to the guys concerning the music and the people and stuff like that. And so you'll hear more about that as it goes closer. And yeah, we're just getting ready for a little vacation. And I was telling my wife, 9 o'clock your time is going to be 5 o'clock, 9 o'clock in the no, I guess maybe for a little while, and maybe we may move the show up to 9 a.m. because 9 a.m. in Moscow, I think it's like around 6 o'clock.
6 here?
No, 6 in the evening. Moscow time is 9 o'clock a.m. this time.
Right.
So so it'll still be 6 o'clock for me.
That's awesome.
Yeah, but 9 o'clock for you, because I said, hey, I don't want to stop. It's just that I'm going to Europe. I'd be using my laptop, so it'd be a different type of sound, but nevertheless, it's doable.
Cool.
Durable. But anyway, that's 30 some odd days away. So anyway, are you have any special plans for the Easter holiday?
I don't. I was going to release my album tomorrow, and when I broke my ribs and didn't get my stimuluses, and the EIDL grant fell through, why I had to put things off a little bit. But I am super happy to announce that I should be getting it on the 7th, along with everybody else, I hope. We'll just see. And the good thing is I'm owed the $1,400 plus $600. Because I never received that second one. So I'll have a little bit to play with, at least for the short term anyway. So we'll be getting that album released probably first part of May, I'd imagine.
Oh yeah. And then we'll be putting out a big promotion for it and everything like that, and getting some sales and having some fun with it.
Yeah, we'll have some fun with it, if nothing else.
All right. Hey, well, listen, we'll have a fantastic weekend. Have a very good Resurrection Day. And
yes, he is risen.
He
Praise
is risen.
Jesus.
All right. We'll see you guys Monday here on Innervision